Happy Saturday, everybody. So, as promised in my last video, with the exception of those carpets being moved somewhere else, they're stacked this time at least, the yard is mowed. Got a lot of this taken care of. Now, I gotta rake up a bunch of this grass. Some of it's gonna go into the mulch pile, which, by the way, I've been turning over some of the dirt. And I decided to put some of the potato plants over there in their own little mounds of dirt, which I will then start hilling once they start getting bigger. So that's the nice thing about those. I got them out of here because, as nice as it is to see potatoes sprouting out of your mulch pile, that's not really where they belong, and you have to flip the dirt. If you don't flip the dirt, it smells bad. It'll smell bad anyway when it starts decomposing, but you can get some weird critters, some weird fungi and everything else if you don't take care of your mulch, as I discovered at one point in that bathtub over there, my original mulch pile. So, all right. Anyways, I had to move all of these. All of these things had to get moved. Yes, including this guy, which I broke the end of. That's okay, because it still works. And so this is the current state of my garden. It looks way, way, way better because there's not a bunch of giant mounds of grass taking up space. The chickens have, for the most part, been leaving my stuff alone, which I'm really grateful for. Sure, I'm not getting all the all the chicken poop in my mulch these days, but that's all right. I can live without that if it means I actually get to enjoy my my veggies. White icicle radish is going good. I had to reseed these. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of weeds from when I mowed. I tried to not get a bunch of grass, chopped up grass in my lettuce because it's hard to clean that. But as you can see, I'm really starting to get seeds growing. So it's already going to seed. But the leaves are still good. So as long as the leaves are good, I can eat them. I just haven't been eating them. Unfortunately, got a little bit of mowed grass there. But anyways, so I am patiently waiting for bed number 1 to grow all of the. Oh man, I keep saying those yellow carrot-looking things. I gotta remember the name of them. But anyways, those. You always start to notice little things like rocks in your nice dirt. So I think I put some turnips in here, sweet basil, those yellow carrot things, and actually I think it was rainbow carrots. I started putting back there, and I think also there. Although I think I also put a little bit of whatever leftover white icicle radish seeds I had, because I don't like to keep them in the envelope for too long. And yeah, again, arugula growing beautifully, but going to seed, obviously. We've got my well, most of this I think I got all the extra radishes out of here. There's still that little row of beets, which is getting kind of choked. So it's the same age as these over here, and the same age as these, and basically the same age as those over there. But they're not doing quite as well. So word of advice: if you're going to grow Brussels sprouts, do not grow beets in between them. Grow radishes because they'll grow faster, and even with a little bit less sun, they'll do really well. So I took my bunching onions out of the little metal canister and I put them in here. That way they're all together, because all the ones that were in here that were going across, I pushed them closer because it's better. And that way I can have this whole section right here going all the way up to right about there. I can use to further seeds. Oh, yes, glass, broken glass. One more thing to have to throw away. So bed number 3, and I can actually walk around here now because I don't have much weeds. So I've pretty much removed, well, almost all my German giants. This is kind of small for a German giant, but oh yeah, got one right here too. Should take a few of these out. And yeah, I'm ready to remulch all this. I've had a series of beets, my original beets, and which are the bull's blood ones, which are, you know, they're similar to the ones I have and that I've been you know, eating, but they didn't grow quite as well. Like these ones here, these are the Detroit Dark Red. They're really good. So I recently got a beet that was like the size, almost the size of my hand. It was pretty amazing. Biggest one so far. It's actually still in my fridge, but I'm not gonna go there right now. But yeah, I'm gonna remulch all this. I'm gonna totally rework this dirt here and take some mulch and take some more mulch out of that pile over there and bring it here. This is more sandy dirt, so I might end up once again doing something like a radish, or I'm not sure what yet. I need to think about that. I have a lot of radishes growing. I've still got a lot of radishes there, and of course in bed number 3 here that need to come out. This, I realize, is actually a wild turnip or wild radish. It needs to come out. The reason I didn't take it out earlier today, aside from the fact that I was super sweaty from mowing the yard and getting things set up, is the fact that it creates a bit of a cover. So the thing I mentioned before, that weeds are not necessarily a bad thing for the bed. You have what is now a living ecosystem. It's not just a bunch of dry dirt that's been sitting there looking like crap. It actually has something in it. It's actually doing well. And so unlike my, again, bed number 8, which is, you know, it's only doing well with the cilantro, everything else, and the potato plants I have there, everything else is, I've had really hard luck with. So I'm hoping those rainbow carrots will grow. I'm really, really hoping they do. If they don't, I won't be surprised. But I have repeatedly put in more mulch, and to be honest, it just keeps getting dry over here. This bed is just, I'm not sure if it's a bad location or what. Looks like there are some little sprouts coming up in some spots, but again, this was the one that was recently most heavily attacked by the chickens before they started being caged up again. So I may have to once again rework that exact same space of dirt, and once again put some more seeds in there. I hope that's not the case. You can see some of my cilantro is starting to kind of like die off a little bit. That's okay, because I've gotten a lot of use out of it. I have a lot of extra cilantro. But anyways, a good living ecosystem is what you want with your dirt. Now, even if I rework this whole dirt, which is exactly what's going to happen, I'm going to rework it and then throw in some mulch with sticks in it. That dirt, that mound over there looks like it's mostly just dirt now, but I can still dig around the edges of the bottom, and I'm going to find the original sticks and like all the chopped up yard clippings that became the original mulch, and it's good stuff. And I'm gonna need some of that because my other mulch pile is starting to look good, but you know, I still have a lot of decomposing food, and I don't really want to put that in my food yet. Now, it'd be one thing if I was just growing like radishes or turnips. That might actually be okay, because maybe it depends. You can still get fungi that can destroy your plants, create viruses, and then create a bad ecosystem. But then again, I've also seen of cases where people actually put a dead chicken or put like an orange or something in the bottom of their raised bed, and they actually don't have any problems. So maybe it really just depends on pre-existing soil conditions. Maybe it has to do with maybe whatever fungus might be in that particular piece of fruit or whatever. I don't know. Oh yeah, there's one of the culprits right there. Go. Get out of here. Yeah. Anyways, trying to keep them out of here because I don't want to deal with them anymore. Again, the manure is really great, but the eating of my plants is not so great. Anyways, so yeah, I don't want to put living mulch, or I shouldn't say living mulch. I should say currently decomposing food. I don't want it to be inside of my soil, because it's just, yeah, it can cause problems that I don't want to deal with. I'd rather have something which is decomposed for a while and has a lot of sticks and broken down sticks, chopped up by my lawnmower way before I broke it. Anyways, so I still got these radishes here. These ones are younger than the German giants that I had here. So They're not as woody. I've had a lot of German giants that are woody. These ones, despite being small, they're about the same age as the big ones I had, which were, honestly, I've been eating them for lunch. Lately, I've been having them with my sandwich and whatever I'm drinking. I've been throwing as many of these in as I can, just because it's useful for my health. Just like I've been taking some of the beets back there. They're, you know, let's go take a look over there. So yeah, right about the middle, right up here on the edge, like pretty much right next to the edge of this dirt. This bed. You you had the biggest beet I've ever had, and huge leaves. Like these leaves are big. Like that's actually pretty close to what we had. Like that's going to be a huge beet right there, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to pulling these out. But I like to eat all my other beets, all my other radishes before I pull more out of the dirt. The dirt is a good place to store them because they're still alive. The only problem is if they sit in there too long, they can get woody. Even beets can get woody. And I haven't experienced that so much. Only on one, I should say, did the outer edge get a little bit woody, a little bit grainy, but not too bad. So anyways, back over here. So again, bed 3. These onions, I thought they were gonna be bigger, but they're actually, this is what they are. I mean, that's pretty much what you get. But my wife's happy with that. She's gonna make some stuff with them, so that works for me. And I'm sure the food will taste good. They smell really nice. You can actually, you can chop up the leaves themselves and actually get something good out of them. I'm gonna drop these here for now. I'm gonna harvest a few more. So yeah, these beets I'm hoping will be really good too. These are doing really well in the same soil that the bull's blood didn't do so well in. So I'm really grateful for that. Anyways, we have some bolting, again, my bolting cilantro. The cilantro that was in bed number 1, I moved over here to this corner and back along here, partly to continue a good stable ecosystem. I really got to clean the rest of this out. There's like some small stunted beets in there, like you can see that guy right there. And of course you have weeds in here that have gone a bit excessive, like right here. This is grass. So I need to clean this out pretty good. But again, and of course that. But again, I have all of these. These are radishes. I mean, these are good. And so I'm gonna thin these out a little bit. Once they get thinned out enough that I don't need to keep the weeds will all get ripped out, and then I'll rework the soil, and everything will be dandy. So yeah, I enjoy that. It's nice to have a hose here. I can kind of spray them off, and I like to spray all this extra dirt back into the beds because it's extra nutrients. But anyways, so go back over here real fast to bed number 5. Actually, hold on a sec. So we got 4 potato plants here. I should actually put back there. That's actually probably the best decision now that I have a location that's going to be kind of permanent for those ones. I'm not going to be putting these in any of the raised beds that I currently have because I just don't have any extra raised beds, and I'd rather use the amount of space for something else. It just makes more sense. The rest of these are all growing. Those that have sprouted, this is barely sprouting. These 3 I recently reseeded, just like I reseeded those containers over there. But these smaller ones are doing pretty good. This one, that one needs more. That might have just reseeded that one. This one here kind of got dumped out, but it looks like we still have one popping out there. I'm gonna thin all these. I'll thin all these relatively soon. In fact, this one here, I realize if I want a giant, in the future, if I want to have a giant turnip growing here, I'll just plant a seed in the middle like I'm doing with all these ones. But just with these alone, just one in the middle, once I thin out the extras, of course. Yes, I do. I excessively grow it because I put too many seeds. Because you plant one, it may just not grow. You're waiting for it to grow. Put about 2 or 3 and you're fine. You guarantee you're gonna have extra when that happens, as long as the soil's good and you're watering it. So this takes in a lot of water and it retains it because there's no drainage in the bottom. So yeah, despite planting a bunch of these, I don't think very many are going to grow. I mean, one of the seeds is actually like moved over there, so that's kind of a concern. So these 4 or 5 will grow kind of later, I guess, but we have some growing in the meantime. And again, that one in the future, I'm just going to put it in the middle, because I'll get 3 out of that. I mean, I will definitely get 3 as long as nothing happens. So both of these, I'll definitely get 3 turnips, and they'll be good. They just won't be gigantic. Whereas over here, with the exception of this little spot that the chickens got, which again, I'm gonna have to reseed some of that, and even that little corner spot right there. Most of what's in here is good, and I should get some decent turnips in bed number 5. I still have some Swiss chard here, but I've also got a bunch of weeds that I need to pull out. So I need to do that. I'm also not doing as much salad these days, so I'm not really chomping at the bit to either thin out this really lush lettuce we're growing, or the Swiss chard. I have a bunch of Ford hook chard growing here, as I mentioned before, but except in some spots it's not doing too well. I'll have to put some other seeds there if nothing happens sooner, pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, salad. I mean, I need to eat more salad. I just haven't been. My family's not eating much salad, so and I've been kind of falling off the wagon, I guess. It's not even the right term to use. Anyways, we got a bunch of, these are starting to kind of get yellow. I'm watering them quite a bit, although that needs a little more water. I've kept them relatively thin as far as weeds go, although maybe I should leave the weeds. It'll again, ecosystem. If there's something living in there, it'll actually shield the dirt from the hot rays of the sun. And we had a cooker today. It was today it was hot. It was hot over in Gilroy where I was working yesterday. So I'm in Watsonville. So these are still doing good. Those are turnips. I really can't wait for them to grow. Oh, it looks like I need to put more water there. These bees, I still have the carrot. I still got to pull that carrot out. All right, anyways. So back over here, this is my main bed of white icicle radishes. I'm going to see how well those taste. I'm sure they're going to be good. Hopefully they'll be less woody than the German Giants kind of became after letting them sit for too long. But as you can see right here, this section, those are turnips. It's taken a long time because they really got attacked by the chickens, but now they're actually doing pretty good, thankfully. These, I'll pull some of these out for you. It's getting dark here. Oh, yeah, that looks like a German Giant, but it's not. French breakfast. As you start to grow, I need to start pulling them out because I need to replenish my supply of radishes that I'm eating on a daily basis. Although, again, I need to go ahead and eat those ones and eat these ones. But yeah, and also, the sooner I eat these things, the sooner I can grow something else in their place. Because these grow, like within a month, you pretty much have radishes. It may take a little bit of extra time, and it has for me at times. That's okay. And I can go ahead and, these things, in about a week or so, if they're all big enough to harvest, I'm just going to go ahead and harvest all of them. And upon doing so, I will plant maybe more turnips because I love the turnips. And succession growing is the way to go. Although I have to say I'm guilty of growing too much variety and not enough succession planting. So again, this is probably not going to be radishes, but I probably also should not grow any turnips in this one. And I might even have to hack away some of this, especially maybe this corner over here. Let this stuff stay. If it goes to seed pretty soon, if I can get some seeds out of it, that'd be awesome. Yeah, you can see at the bottom starting to kind of get some dead leaves growing, but it's not too bad. So anyways, I still plan on doing some more raised beds, but at the moment it's just not in the equation. Getting that weed whacker definitely took a pretty penny, and I still need to go ahead and get a new engine for my mower because I really just need to do that. The cost of the engine, or just with the cost of the weed whacker I got, I could have pretty much paid for 4 more raised beds over here. So it's and it wasn't a high priority then. It's now become less of a high priority. But again, we at least have a good location back here, which actually does get sun. towards the end of the day, the rays of the sun as the sun is setting, we're directly hitting that furthest one there. In fact, even I could probably even go a little bit over, but I'm not, because there's a dead tree stump or an elm shoot right there. I need to clear some more of this, and I think I'll actually do the same. The raised bed is probably not going to go any further than where this ditch ends, which means there's still going to be all this extra space here going to the fence line. Even after I cut the tree down, it's whenever that happens. And yeah, still want to get rid of these shoots. I still want to get rid of these blackberry bushes. It's still something I want to do. And yes, all these beds are going to be lower than the dirt currently is, because that's what I did with number 1, and I continued the tradition. So I want this extra dirt. There's a trench right there, but that's okay. It's all right. And some of this dirt's looking kind of weird now. It's gotten really kind of dry. And again, when I finally get the next raised beds, I'm going to put this dirt in the bottom, spray it until it turns into mud, throw some more on top of it, fill about a third of the container with this type of dirt. But this is the good dirt right here. That is actually, yeah, see that? That's good stuff. I mean, not the dry part, but like all these kind of old wet sticks and everything. That's really good stuff. That's what I grew my original potatoes in when I had them in containers, and that's what I've done with a lot of these here. I'm going to attribute the success to these, the success of these to that. Same with this. This was going well till the chickens ate it, and that grew really well because I already had stuff in it when the chickens were attacking. So anyways, guys, that's the current state of my garden. It's I knew the video would probably run close to 20 minutes. It's gone about 22 minutes thus far. I've got tons of seeds, different varieties of stuff I'd love to grow, and it's been a journey. See how much nicer the yard is, even with this with this hose going across the way. I mean, even that giant pile of dirt over there, and even that unworked section over there, even with that trash can right there, this garden looks way better than it did in the last video. So I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud that things are coming along. And in the future, I don't know if this will be the case. It wouldn't be a terrible idea to set up another raised bed along this line. The only problem is that we don't get as much sun back here, but we do get a lot of sun right there along the fence line. So I could, maybe skip over this way a couple feet and do that. The biggest concern though is we got an oak tree here. I don't want to affect the roots. I also don't want to have a raised bed be too high off the ground compared to these. So if one came this way, I can just level the ground out and it would work. It'd be great. But over here, it's not so much the case. So, but a bunch of weeds grew back, and I'm storing a bunch of crap back here. That's my Ninja Star throwing board, which is not going to be used again because now it's right up against the neighbor's fence, which I'm not going to mess. Here's kind of the stuff we hide away because we do. I mean, for obvious reasons. There's stuff here that's worth keeping. There's stuff here that's just not worth keeping, but we haven't been able to get rid of just yet. So it's all in progress, and just like the garden. But the garden is doing, I want to say fantastic. I want to see how things go here. So quick before I leave, beds 1 and 2, as I might have mentioned before, they were more acidic originally. That's where I grew the potatoes. There was also more Miracle-Gro originally inside the soil. So the soil seems drier when you go, like, especially bed number 2. Like, when I dug like a whole handful underneath, there was some nice dirt, but it wasn't like super, super moist. But it wasn't super, super dry either. It was interesting. And that's where I grew my German Giants, like just that little strip right about, like that strip right there. That's where the German Giants were, and they did really good. So I anticipate that any kind of root crop will do well. So so those yellow carrot things, I think I grew rainbow carrots in here. I put rainbow carrot seeds in here. They should all do well. Sweet basil, I don't know. Hopefully. I mean, we got lettuce growing pretty good. Beets are our root plant, so they are stuff out of here. That too. Root plants do really good in acidic soil. So I did actually embed 3D toss some potash as well. That's the things I did put potash in both of these. So something I'll probably do again once I start burning more of all the extra crap I have, all the, not the garbage, not the not the rugs, but all the sticks I have. I'm trying to make a pile here so I can burn it, and I have a bunch of, unfortunately, heavily soaked potash that needs to be taken out, thrown back in the fire, reburned so that it could become potash again. So trying to keep a process going. It's nice to have a system. Again, someday I plan on having, oh man, the screen's getting weird. Someday I plan on having a water spigot right there so we could not have this monstrosity of a hose coming all the way across. So that's our future day. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are, those of you who are watching, hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, and if you do gardening yourself, then I hope this is useful to you, and I hope that you comment on videos like this, and share any of your own experiences with gardening. That'd be really awesome to hear your thoughts and experiences. So you guys take care. Have a great weekend. Happy Saturday night. Have a good Sunday tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys next time.